Hi, hello, welcome to my YouTube lectures. This is Professor Razu Rolakanti, Department of ECE, St. Peter's Engineering College. As you know, I am giving lectures in electromagnetic field theory. Today I am giving a electromagnetic flux and flux density, Unit 2. Unit 2 is in magnetostatics. The magnetostatics is the second unit. Today I am going to give you the lecture that is magnetic flux and flux density. As we studied in electrostatics, E bar and D bar and relation between them. Similarly, here also in magnetostatics, we are going to study magnetic flux, flux density, like that, and relation between them. The magnetic flux density is denoted a letter B and is similar to the electric flux density D bar. As we know, D bar is equal to epsilon E bar or epsilon not E bar. Epsilon is for free space. The magnetic flux density is related to the magnetic field intensity H. If it is the free space, B bar is equal to mu naught H bar, where mu naught is a constant known as the permeability of the free space. The constant mu naught has units henries per meter, and its value is mu naught is equal to 45 into 10 to the power of minus 7 units henries per meter. We know in electrostatics psi is equal to d bar dot ds, that is equal to q. The magnetic flux lines that are surrounding a straight current carrying conductor that is coming out of the phase. In the figure, the innermost circle shows a current carrying conductor. The current I is flowing in that conductor that is coming out of the phase. This is the top view of this one, if you are understanding this one. The magnetic flux lines are surrounding it. We know whenever a current carrying conductor is there, the magnetic flux surrounds it. The magnetic flux line is the path to which B is tangential at every point in the magnetic field. That you have to understand. B is the tangential at every point in the magnetic field. This is the point you have to understand. It is the line along which the needle of a magnetic compass will orient itself if placed in the magnetic field. For example, the magnetic flux lines due to a straight long wire are shown below. In electrostatic field, the flux passing through a closed surface is same as the charge enclosed. By Gauss law, we can know this one. Psi is equal to closed integral d bar dot ds is equal to q enclosed. Thus, it is possible to have an isolated electric charge, but in magnetostatics, it is not possible. Isolated magnetic charge is not possible. You see in figure A, which also reveals that electric flux lines are not necessarily closed. Therefore, we can say that it is possible to have an isolated electric charges, but unlike electric flux lines, magnetic flux lines always close upon themselves, as shown in the figure. That figure reveals that magnetic flux lines always closed This is the point you have to understand. This is the difference between electric flux and magnetic flux. They are not necessarily closed, maybe closed but not necessarily closed, but these are always close upon themselves. This is due to the fact it is not possible to have isolated magnetic charge. There is a magnet of south pole and north pole. If you are dividing half, again south pole north pole comes. If you are dividing half, again north pole and south pole comes into picture. So the fact is that it is not possible to have isolated magnetic charges. Therefore, similarly, psi is equal to closed integral over the surface S d dot ds is equal to q, but coming to the magnetic fields, closed integral over the surface S b bar dot ds is equal to 0. This is the point you have to understand. So the magnetic flux density is having the values like this: psi is equal to or phi is equal to surface integral over S b bar dot ds, where psi is the magnetic flux in Webers, b bar is magnetic flux density in Webers per meter square. The SI units for b bar is Tesla. D bar is the open surface through which flux is passing. So we can define now at this stage the magnetic flux density can be defined as the flux passing through unit area in a plane at right angles to the direction of the flux. If the flux passing through the unit area is not exactly at right angles, that means it's making some angle, then we are going to have this dot product. If it is right angles, it's mere simply multiplication b bar ds. If it is not at right angles, we have to go for dot product. So psi is equal to, you see here the psi is equal to surface integral b bar dot ds bar, that shows psi is equal to b bar dot ds bar, that shows right angles. It is not exactly at right angles to the line passing the area, but making some angle with the plane. Now consider a closed surface which is defining a certain volume. The magnetic flux lines are always exist in the form of closed loop. That is the point you have to understand. Thus, for a closed surface, the number of magnetic flux lines entering must be equal to the number of magnetic flux lines leaving. They are entering at south pole and leaving at north pole. The single magnetic fold cannot exist like a single isolated electric charge. This is the point you have to understand. Then integral b bar dot ds is equal to 0, that shows closed surface. Magnetic fields are always closed surface. A single magnetic fold cannot exist like a single isolated electric field. No magnetic flux can reside in a closed surface. Another point you have to remember: no magnetic flux can reside in a closed surface. Hence, the integral of b bar dot ds bar evaluated over a closed surface is always 0. Always 0. This is called law of conservation of magnetic flux, or Gauss law in integral form of magnetic flux. Closed integral over the surfaces b bar dot ds bar, that is equal to 0, is called law of conservation of magnetic flux or Gauss law in integral form. By applying the divergence theorem to this one, we are going to have closed integral over the surfaces b bar dot ds is equal to volume integral del dot d bar dv is equal to 0, where dv is the volume enclosed by the closed surface. Therefore, by comparing these two equations, by applying divergence theorem, we are converting here surface integral to the volume integral. Please remember, divergence theorem is a tool that converts surface integral to volume integral. Therefore, by comparing this, we are going to have del dot b bar is equal to 0. Del dot b bar is equal to 0 means the divergence of a magnetic flux density is always 0. This is called Gauss law in differential form from magnetic field. This is another Maxwell's equations. Now I want to introduce you Maxwell's equations for static electromagnetic fields. Maxwell's equations for static electromagnetic fields. As we know, Maxwell's equations are 4 in number and they are divided into two groups. One is integral form, another one is differential form. You see here, differential form is also known as point form, integral form. Having derived Maxwell's 4 equations for static electromagnetic fields, we may take a moment to put them together as in table. You see, the first one is del dot d bar is equal to rho v. This is derived from Gauss law. The integral form is closed integral over the surfaces d bar dot ds bar is equal to volume integral rho v dv. This is the Gauss law. This is derived from Gauss law and this is the integral form. Therefore, I am showing in this table, the first one shows the differential form or point form. The second column shows integral form. The third column shows what is the significance or physical meaning or from which law it is derived, like that. Coming to the second one, del dot b is equal to 0. This is the differential form or point form of the second Maxwell's equation. This shows that non-existence of magnetic monopole. This is like this, non-existence of magnetic monopole. So existence of single pole is not possible. Similarly, integral form, closed integral over surface b bar dot ds is equal to 0. Third equation, del cross E bar is equal to 0 means conservativeness of electrostatic fields. You have to understand this one. The second one also derived from Gauss law for magnetostatic fields. The first one is derived from Gauss law. The first two equations are derived by Gauss. The first one is Gauss law for electrostatic fields. The second one is Gauss law for magnetostatic fields. Non-existence of magnetic monopole. Coming to the third one, del cross E bar is equal to 0. That is a differential or point form. Coming to the integral form, closed integral over the surface, over the line integral, E bar dot dl is equal to 0. Conservation of electrostatic fields. The last one is del cross H is equal to J. This is the differential form. Line integral H bar dot dl is equal to surface integral over S J bar dot ds. This is the Ampere's law. The third one is Faraday's law, that is derived from Faraday's law. Fourth one is derived from Ampere's law. Del cross H is equal to actually JC plus JD. We are going to discuss there is a inconsistency in the del cross H is equal to J equation. In coming days, we are going to understand del cross H is equal to J is not sufficient necessary condition. There is an inconsistency in that equation we have to fulfill that inconsistency. After filling and considering the inconsistency, we are going to have del cross H is equal to Jc plus Jd, where Jc is conduction current density, Jd is displacement current density. This is sigma E bar, that is dou d bar by dou t, that we are going to learn in this one. So up to this I want to stop this one. Today I introduced magnetic flux density as well as Maxwell's equations that are derived for magnetostatic fields. Thank you.